Hi guys, I'm a little bit sick, but I really wanted to do this video really quick. So this is part 2 of my Disney experience video. So by now you would have applied to the job, you have had your Skype interview as well as your regular interview in Oslo. You would have gotten the job and booked your embassy appointment, gotten your visa in the mail, and you've gotten on a plane. So you're on your way to the States finally. So there are several ways that you can actually get to the States. When I moved there, the only option was to get international services to book it for you because it was easier. Now though, if you're leaving from Norway, a Norwegian airline actually flies there, so you can book your own appointment if you would like to. And for my case, when I went to the States, I was actually traveling for like 24 hours. Our plane left from Oslo really early in the morning, and then we had a 2-hour flight to London, and then we had a transfer there. We were there for like 2 or 3 hours, and then we transferred on a plane to New York, and then we had a really brief transfer in New York, and you have to go through customs if you are a foreigner, which obviously we all were, and they have to check out your visa and see that everything is okay. And then they just ask you what you're doing there and stuff like that. It's simple questions, but remember to be very polite about it. And no joking, just be very serious and answer what they ask you. So we went through that. We had to run all the way through the airport to catch our flight from New York to Orlando. So we got to Orlando and we booked a taxi. There were 4 of us the day that I left. Since I got my visa too late, I got a new arrival date, which was 2 weeks after I was supposed to go, and we were 4 people, all Norwegians, arriving from, well, there were several people, but we were 4 Norwegians arriving that day. So we all just took a cab together. It was about $60 from the airport to Vista Way, which is the biggest and oldest of the dorms, the living areas that you can live in if you're from Disney. And ahead from going there, you would have also filled out some dorms documents. So let's say you know someone who's going there, like you're the friend. You can actually apply to live together. And you don't have to do this, but you can if you want to. And there are also 4 different areas that you can live in. The first that I already mentioned is Vista Way, which is the oldest one. It is also the biggest one, and it has about 40 houses, each of which has a ton of people. I think there are 16 apartments in each of them, and every apartment houses in between 4 and 8 people. So you can just imagine how big Vista Way is. There are also pools and a workout gym in every area if you would like to. The second one is Commons, which is right in between Vista Way and the other ones, and I didn't live there. I lived in Patterson, but at Commons you would have your own washing machine. It's the only area that has own washing machines in the apartment, but you do pay a little higher rent to have those. In Vista Way, they are in the same buildings, but not in the apartments. And then the third one is Chatham. Chatham is right next to Patterson Court, which is where I lived. Patterson Court is the tiniest one. It is just 16 houses. And as I said, I think there are 16 apartments in each house, and in between 2 and 8 people in every house. And like I said, you fill out a form, and in that form you say in which complex you would like to live. I chose to live in Patterson Court, and there might not be an availability to have only 2 people in an apartment anymore, because when I lived there 2 months after we got there, we actually got bunk beds, so there were 3 of us in 1 bedroom. And that is another thing that you're gonna have to get used to, because I know in Norway it's not very common to actually share a bedroom with someone if you're living in a collective like that, but in American dorms and like college and stuff, it is very common. And it's not something that I had ever done before. I quit sharing a bedroom with my brother when I was 14, and I have never shared a bedroom on a longer stage since then. Whew, okay, that was way out of track, but anyway, so we landed at the airport, we got a cab. It was $60 including tipping. And we got to Vista Way, put all our luggage outside there, and we got some information. We got our room keys, and then we also were driven or escorted to our areas. And I applied to live with a girl. Her name is Lisa, and we actually did end up living together, but not in the apartment that we wanted. We ended up living in Patterson Court like we would like, but we asked to have a 2-bedroom, 4-people apartment, but we got a 1-bedroom, 2-people apartment instead. So there were just the 2 of us, and we were both Norwegian. And then 2 months after we got there, like I said, we got bunk beds. It took a while for someone to move in there, but when someone did, it was Solveig, who she was also Norwegian. She moved out after just a month, and about a month after she moved out, Chandler moved in, who's from New Jersey. I mean, I had a really good time living there, but it definitely takes some getting used to if you're not used to sharing a bedroom with someone, especially since this is not necessarily someone that you chose yourself, and they can be from any nationality. They could be from Norway, from the States, from China, Japan, anywhere in the world really. So just be aware that if you're really not comfortable living in the same bedroom as somebody else, it's probably not for you. You will be very up close and personal, and your personal life will be pretty much gone. Like I said, we got a slightly smaller apartment, and Lisa actually got there the day that I was supposed to be there. It is a bigger chance of living with someone that you apply to if you have the same arrival date. After we got all our information at Vista, we ended up going to Walmart, me and the 3 other ones who got there the same day I did. One was supposed to work in food, one in the ride, and another one, and me, in merchandise. So we ended up going to Walmart, and we picked out everything we needed. We needed to get towels, we needed to get all of bedding, pillows, a cover, and everything like that. So we got back to our apartment when it was probably around 1 a.m. and there are free buses going from the Disney area to Walmart, Publix, to the pharmacy, and from Vista you can actually go a lot of places, and from Patterson Court as well you can walk to Publix if you would like to. So the free buses, they go to every workplace, every park, every water park, downtown Disney, which is a large area which has cafes, and well, not many cafes. The US is not really a cafe country, but restaurants, movie theater, and a lot of stores, things like that. This video is everywhere. My mind is not fully with this, with me being sick and all. But anyway, these are really cute though. So off track. Whew. So the day after we got there, we met at one of the complexes, and we got a lot more information. And they went through all of the rules, and there were a lot of them. Like, if you wear glasses, they have to be a natural color, and they cannot be thick framed and reflective and stuff like that. I don't wear glasses, so I didn't really pay attention to that part. Other than that, it's your hair for girls. It can be long or short, but you have to have a natural hair color, and if you do dye it, you have to keep it up. I was a fake ginger redhead when I got there, and I colored my hair every month when I was there because I couldn't have roots in a different color than the hair that I had. I have freckles, so me pulling off red hair was not really hard, but if it was too red, which it happened once, not on purpose, but the hair dye wasn't exactly like it was supposed to be. It was a lot redder, so I had to wash my hair 5 times in the shower that day to get it to Disney standards, which was fun. Yeah, a lot of standards, like you can have hair clips, but they can't be bigger than this and this. You can wear headbands if you want to, but they cannot be thicker than this and this, and colors. Nail polish, if you work in food, you cannot have nail polish at all. No rings, no jewelry if you work in food and beverage. In merchandise, well, in the Norwegian merchandise, we have red costumes. They look like a bunad, which is the Norwegian national costume. They were red, so we could actually have red nail polish, and we could have natural, including dark nail color if you would like to, but not black and not white. You could have French tips. And also for your makeup, it had to be natural. You could wear none or makeup if you would like, whatever your preference, but it had to be natural makeup. And also if you have piercing in your ears like I do, I have 2, one in the lobe and one a little bit above it. You're not allowed to have anything in both. You can just use one of them, preferably the lower one. If you have any piercings on your face, you can not show them. They have to be taken out. If you have tattoos, you have to cover them up at all times. I had long sleeves and a long shirt, a long sleeved shirt and a long dress. So the only thing you could pretty much see on me were from here and up, and from here and up, and my feet, if depending on the shoes you wear. So for me, not really a problem. When I moved to Disney, I only had one, and it was on my shoulders, so not really less visible anyway. And then I took one on my foot when I was there, because I wanted to. And I know people who had tattoos and they just hid them with foundations and whatever. Probably if you had tattoos on your face, you would not get the job. If you have hair like this on your interview, you're fine. Just promise that you will change it before you go to the job. And if you have the wrong glasses, one of the girls who ride when I did, and we were in the same group when we got told all the rules and stuff, her glasses were not okay, they were red, and she got 2 days to get new ones. And you probably know that glasses are expensive even if you don't wear glasses, but it is a pain. So do your research, and you will get advice on all of this before you actually go, so you can fix new glasses in your home country if you please. My throat itches from talking. So much fun, especially when this is a really talky video. Whew. Okay, after you get all of your information, you have several housing arrangements in the next couple of days after you arrive, and you also get your ID and your name badge. Your name badge will have any language that you speak apart from English on it. I had Norwegian, Swedish, and Danish on mine, which are all fairly similar languages, and if you're Norwegian, you can get those if you want to. If you're from Mexico, you will get Mexican on it. If you're from Mexico, you will get Spanish on it, and if you're from China, you will have Chinese, and all of it says in its own language. So for Norwegian, it would say norsk. For Spanish, it would say español, and so on. So it is easy for anyone who is not speaking English to understand if you speak their language or not. There are a lot of rules, and I'm not going to go into that because this video would be 4 hours long. I think the most important ones are natural makeup, natural hair, no tattoos showing, not piercings showing, and no jewelry, depending on what department you're in. As an international, you're not allowed to pick up shifts in any other area than your own country, and only in your own designated area within that country. So I was from merchandise, and I had to work in the Norwegian Pavilion merchandise every day. If you are an international college programmer, like a friend of mine who's Australian, you can pick up anywhere you want. For an international cultural representative, that is not an option. So beware of that when you choose your area, that it is going to be where you are every day. Other than that, like I said, I worked in merchandise, which is the store, and a big part of my job was selling merchandise and also talking to guests about my country. Let them know what Norway is, where it is if they don't know, maybe saying some words in Norwegian if they would like to hear it. We occasionally sang the Norwegian birthday song, not the happy birthday version, which is in every country, but a longer one. And I can leave a link to that down below, another YouTube video, if you would like to hear it. And I can also leave links to my packing vlogs from going to the States, when I filmed everything that I brought with me. What I packed, not necessarily what I would pack if I went again, because I know that you are shopping a lot when you go there, and you will definitely need a lot of things anyway. So if you have to buy an extra dress or two, it's not going to matter in the long run. Definitely save up money from at home before you go, because you are going to want to travel a lot. And you will also need a lot of things, and the Disney paycheck is not huge. Depending on which country you're from, that might differ. In Norway, we generally earn a lot per hour, and in America, not so much. I know for international cultural representatives, they recently raised the minimum wage to $10 an hour. When I started, it was $8. And if you're an international cultural representative, you also have to average at least 32 hours per week, which is the minimum amount for full-time work. But you can get up to like 50 or 60 hours. Over 40 hours a week, I think, you get overtime pay. Over 8 hours every day, you get overtime pay. If you have less than 8 hours in between your shifts, you get overtime pay. And you get paid all around the clock. So let's say you have a late shift and you're working until midnight, and you have to start working at 6 a.m., you get paid for those 6 hours in between. And then a few days after you go, before you're actually allowed to start training in your area, you have traditions. Tradition takes place at Disney University. Yes, there is one. I did not know there was one either. And this is where you meet up, and you all have to bring your passports and some information. And also you need a birth certificate in English when you go to the States, just so you know. This is for Disney's own record, so that they know that you are you. And you only need to show it a couple of times, because you have to get registered with like the state authority and stuff like that, so that they know that you're actually legal and not an illegal alien, as it's called. So definitely make sure to bring all of your information with you. You will get a lot of things in the mail, like I mentioned in the last video, and everything that they tell you to bring, please bring it. If you want to know how to get your English birth certificate or in English police record, which you will need for the embassy, anything like that, just leave a comment below and I will let you know, no problem. And I will also leave a link down below to my Norwegian blog, which is where I have a lot of Disney stuff from when I was going there. I have posts about going to the embassy, about getting an English police record, everything like that. Yeah, so traditions, definitely everywhere. So you get traditions, you walk in the door, you have to wait in line for forever, and then you get a little note or a little picture. And there are several pictures, and you will be grouped together with the ones that get the same pictures you do. I got Buzz Lightyear on mine. So me and everyone else with Buzz Lightyear get seated at one table in a big room, and then whoever has other pictures get seated in individual tables. And there were not just Norwegians for this. We were Norwegians and Moroccans and Americans, everything. And you just, again, you get some information. You get to meet Mickey, and you also get your first pair of Mickey ears. And I don't have those on my head right now, but it's just like a cap, black cap with Mickey ears on it. And you'll also get another pair when you graduate, which has a little graduation tassel on it. Okay, I don't really know if this video was really helpful, so I think I'm gonna cut it there. And everything else when it comes to Disney with your training and stuff like that, it really depends on your area. So I think this is going to be the last part. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. And if you don't want to leave a comment, you can even email me. The email is in the down bar as well. So yeah, that was everything that I had to say for now. And I will try my best to leave the links down below. And also in the eye, which is right here. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.